Day 7, marathon training plan. Sunday. It was very hard to get out today, but got out. 5 miles on the clock. 32 miles this week. Goal achieved. What a relief. I tell you what, if you look at the times, in terms of my mileage breakdown, the last 5 miles I just did, the pace is like lost. So strange. And it's not the phone's fault. I did run super fast at one and super slow at the other. And I tried towards the last couple of kilometers to even it out and find that 7.5 minute pace. Kilometer 2 was very hard. Just body felt all achy. And the reason why I didn't go out this morning is yesterday's 12-mile run was a good success. Worked hard, had a good rest, but not the best of sleeps. So at 5 o'clock this morning, very sore calves. So that happened on Tuesday, didn't it? And I took the day off. So what I did is I did what I did on Friday. I think is when it was. Nope, I did what I did on Saturday, which is had a bit of a lie-in, took it easy for the rest of the day, and did my run later in the afternoon, thus allowing my body even more time to recover. And it's amazing because people talk about recovery time, and it's not just sleep that is recovery time. Recovery time is just any time you're not running and you're not doing something strenuous. So just taking it easy, going to the park with the family and enjoying a sort of a slow-paced Sunday is part of your recovery, and your legs do feel better later on that day, I've discovered. So why was my pacing all over the place today? Well, I turned the Strava on and I've got the internet on as opposed to the Wi-Fi. But what I had not realized until mile 3 was that I had turned off the GPS capacity on the phone. And what that meant was that my phone's Strava app was only relying on internet signal for location updates, and just my internet signal was not the best. So the app, the timer, well, the clock kept ticking, but in terms of the pace updates, it sort of would freeze. It would say something odd like I'm running at 9 minute per mile pace, which if you look at that, you think, oh my goodness, even though I feel okay, maybe I'm just really heavy, maybe I'm going really slow. And so I sped up, and that's why I sped up in one of them. But then when I got to the end of the mile and the app updated, and I realized I'd done it super fast, the subsequent mile I tried to overcompensate and go a bit slower. So it was all a bit of a mess. By mile 4 I worked out that basically if I just looked at the clock and the distance, I could sort of get a ballpark idea of where I was in terms of time. So I've learned that 7.5 minutes per mile pace, 5 miles, it's around 38 minutes, maybe just under. So if I was at 31 minutes with a mile to go, for example, I knew I had about 7 minutes for that mile. So I'm glad that hiccup happened today, because I think many runners I've seen on their videos on YouTube, their phones or their watches, anything can go wrong with technology. So just to have a memorized time scale of times in terms of mileage against time, distance against time, and I can work out my own speed by certain markers, that's quite helpful to have as a backup in the back of your mind. So that's good. Anyway, super pleased that I have completed week 1 of this training plan, and next week I will continue. The goal for next week is just to keep at it and to add 2 kilometers somewhere. So we're just gonna slowly, I think it works at a 4 point something or 5% increase of mileage each week. 3 weeks up, 4th week is a down week where we just bring the mileage down, sort of a recuperating kind of week, and then we build up again. Now I don't intend to do much speed work or anything like that in this first cycle, these first 3 weeks, where I'm just getting out to running, establishing the habit of waking up early, doing my core workouts, getting out on the road regularly. That's what it's all about. And the main task I gave myself, which was a bit of a, I wouldn't say it's a gamble, but I wanted to see, ideally I wanted my easy pace running to be at 7.5 minutes per mile. Easy pace. So when we talk about going on a long run, 12 miles up to 20 miles, maybe even a bit more, at an easy pace, that I would be able to mean 7.5 minutes per mile pace. That means that later on, when I'm introducing speed work and other workouts, hill runs, mile repeats and so on, I will be aiming at faster, so that I can get closer to that sort of goal marathon pace. But I didn't know prior to this week whether I would be able to adjust to a 7.5 minute pace and feel that that was my current easy pace. So far this week it's been a challenge to get my focus onto, but my body seems to have responded okay. Not amazingly, because I have felt tired a few days. I have had a couple of sore ankles, sore calves. I've adjusted to that. I've listened to the body and make sure I've rested and hydrated a lot every day this week, and that must be a must to continue. And we'll continue to adjust and get really comfortable and really get that timing, that pace locked down in the system. You know, like, yeah, good fundamental. I can do a large distance, maybe 18-20 miles in that at that tempo. That would be great. That would be fantastic. And then, as I begin to then incorporate in the future cycles, next coming months, more speed work, then I'll be able to increase the capacity, really, to go faster and also maintain that. The reason why I'm not doing speed work right now is because I'm just adjusting to running, and also because I'm hoping that a lot of my core strength workouts, which I'm doing 6 days a week, within 3-5 weeks, would really have played a substantial impact on my physicality and my mechanics. And then when I do the speed work, I will have the strength to be able to grow in that, and it won't feel, or it won't be a taxing or a strenuous thing to do. So there we go. That's the end of the week. I have juggled, often struggled a little in adapting to the various things. So I've tried to maintain, number 1, hydration, number 2, good rest patterns, good sleep, good downtime, and I've adjusted to work and other responsibilities, but maintained the running pattern. I have done a warm-up, my core exercises, and a gentle walk and gentle jog before the run, and often whilst making these videos I've done a gentle cool down walk, which is very, very important. Me and the foam roller have spent a lot of time together. We'll continue to do so, especially after today. And yeah, bring on week 2. It's all very, very exciting. And this is what it takes, I guess. Just while everybody else is having fun and watching TV and doing great things like that, those of us that want to do well at running, we get out and take on the fresh air. And there we go. Bring on week 2. Let's do this.